The image of Our Lady of Guadalupe is, I think, one of the most intriguing from Mary's many apparitions around the world over the centuries. When she appeared to St. Juan Diego, the tensions between the native people of Mexico and the Spanish conquerors were running very high. In fact, we know that the Bishop of Mexico City, for one, was praying for a solution to this tension, fearful of what it might erupt into, though he couldn't imagine how a solution could be found. The image that Our Lady left on the tilma, the cloak of Juan Diego, spoke to both groups and still speaks to groups of people. Mary appears in this image to be of mixed race, and her clothing and the images that surround her really speak and capture the imagination of both Spaniard and Mexican. In the few years after her appearance, we know that millions of Native Americans were baptized, and a cultural harmony began to evolve based on faith between those two groups. This image, which was really imprinted miraculously on very inexpensive cloth, has lasted all these centuries and is still venerated at the Basilica in Mexico City. That too is marvelous. That the bishop's prayer for a solution to the tension was answered, I think we would have to say, is truly miraculous. To me, this feast reminds us that we should never hesitate to turn to God in prayer, even when the situation looks hopeless. The feast celebrates how faith transcends national boundaries and cultures and unites in something that is ultimately greater than statehood. The feast day is especially, of course, celebrated in Mexico and there by the young people, and in Hispanic communities too. It's very often the young who so enthusiastically celebrate this feast. It reminds us that the church remains vital and has great potential in its young members. May the miracles and the enthusiasm linked with the celebration of Our Lady of Guadalupe again renew our church. It's certainly a wonderful feast to celebrate as we get close to celebrating the Feast of Christmas. This is Father Donald at St. Clement Church in Rosedale. May the Lord's peace be yours.